Hey Room 10, I just want to run through some of this stuff with you guys real quick. Just in case you didn't know how to get signed into my Google Classroom for you guys. So you're going to go to the normal Google Classroom sign in, like where you would sign in to just even go into Mrs. Phillips' Google Classroom. So you know, it'd be like Mrs. Phillips' class right here, you click on it, you go into the class, right? Now, for you guys, since you haven't joined my classroom yet, there's only several of you that have so far. Let's see, 6 of you so far. Mr. Poole, Room 10, Health or Science, that's us. So only 6 of you guys have figured it out so far. Now, you're gonna take your mouse, you're gonna come over here, you're gonna tag the plus sign. So I'm gonna run you through that real quick. So come over here, and you're gonna hit the plus sign, and you're gonna go to join class. Once you go to join class, you will enter the class code here, and then you're going to click join. Here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up our class code. Sweet. So when you go to join the class, this is all you got to type in there. ONCL5HX. Once you type that in, and then you hit join, you'll be a part of our classroom. Now, in this classroom, you will find our quiz for next week. I'll probably have that posted up on Monday for you guys. That's just a science quiz on the back half of Chapter 3. And then you will see right here, it says Chapter 3 notes. It's kind of hidden right beneath there. So Chapter 3 notes, that will give you everything you need to know for the Chapter 3 test. Now, super important. Check this out. I put something in the Royal Notes about the fact that we are going to dial back your science project. Number 1, no written report. I'm going to say that one more time. Maybe grab your parents. Mom, Dad, come listen to this. Make sure you hear what he has to say. No written report. You still need to do the experiment, and now that's going to be kind of tricky for my friends that don't have access to people that you're going to like test, like does the color of food affect the taste, stuff like that. It's kind of hard to pull those experiments off. Go ahead, if you need to, go ahead and change your experiment, choose one of the other options on the list and go with it. So that's one thing we can do there. But yes, no written report. We are still going to do the Google slide presentation, and that is in here. So I'm going to pull this screen down. Pause the video and copy that into your Google Classroom if you need to and join the class. But let's see, with our classwork, science experiment, Google slideshow. So far I've only assigned it to 6 people because only 6 people are signed in. So once you click on the Google slide presentation, boom. All you gotta do, it's got every slide you need. You plug in your information and you can upload pictures. So you come into layout, you can change stuff there, you can go to tools, insert pictures into the background. Yeah, right click, left click. You know, it's not really that hard once you start playing with the program and messing with your slides a little bit. You can change the backgrounds to make them a lot more exciting. This is kind of just a boring, basic background. So please don't leave it this way. Like, make it yours, make it exciting. Let's see where else I wanted to go next. So this is what we're doing for now. And if we do get to come back to school in May, then boom, then we're gonna start having those presentations back and forth. Let me see if I can pull up Micah's real quick and I'll show you what one of these looks like, or one of my past students. So let's go to Google Slides. Let's see. There we So these are all different presentations from my class earlier this year. And let's keep going. Alright, and then here is my son's presentation he did. So we'll run through this real quick. So he's got his title Let's Heat It Up a Little, and it's by Micah Poole. The problem or challenge is question, does the surface area of a material affect its ignition rate and burning rate? So that's where you're going to put your question, your project question. He's got his hypothesis. My hypothesis is that the surface area of the material will have a direct effect on the ignition rate and burning rate of the materials. Research, he's got both of the websites that he used here. Now, he's got his experimental procedure. Remember, the procedure is a step-by-step instruction, almost like a recipe for how you did your experiment. Now, here's the data from his experiment, or the outcomes. So the green is the ignition rate, like how fast it took the wood to catch on fire. And then the yellow is how long it took for the wood to burn. So the shorter the skewers, the faster they caught on fire and the faster they burned. Now, his discoveries, and he just breaks down the results in a little bit more detail. And then he's got pictures of his actual experiment burning there on the top right hand corner. And then on the bottom right, it's pictures showing how much the surface area affects the burning process. Now he's got his conclusion. The results of my experiment proved my hypothesis was correct. The skewers that were cut into the smallest pieces had the fastest ignition rate and burned the fastest, because they had the highest amount of surface area exposed to the flame. The skewers that were longer burned longer, but ignited at a slower rate because they had a smaller amount of surface area being exposed to the flame. Then, his biblical reference is based on James 3:6. Notice he has James 3:6, but then down here, he explains it. This verse reminds me that in the same way fire is dangerous, the tongue is also dangerous. The end. So, I still want you guys to do your experiment. I want you guys to take the time to get it set up, get your results, plug all your information into a Google PowerPoint or a Google slideshow just like this, and then you can submit that in the classroom, and then I'll be able to open it, grade it, check all that stuff out right here at my desk. And then hopefully we'll get to present these, because they are pretty cool to have you guys, get to see you guys present these to your classmates. So we'll see. Hopefully we get to do that when we come back in May. Oh yeah, here's the deal. I'm gonna give you an extra 2 weeks to get your projects done. I know some of you guys are already done and you're already working on this, and that's awesome. I love it, fantastic. But for like the people that, you know, your whole project was testing what kids are afraid of. Yeah, I can't really pull that off now. Unless you're gonna call like 30 different kids and ask them what they're afraid of. I guess you could still do it, but it's gonna be a lot more work. So, I'm gonna give you guys till April 30th to have this turned in to me. April 30th. We'll say it one more time. April 30th. What day? April 30th. So just make sure before we're supposed to come back to school, this puppy gets wrapped up, gets uploaded into the classroom, and we're good to go. Awesome. All right. Happy experimenting if you haven't already done it yet.